Texas Podcast Massacre contains spoilers and adult language. For more horror, visit us at our website at texaspodcastmassacre.com.
I thought beavers were only true in fairy tales, biting on wood, but not on me. Now they're out to get me. Chomp, 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 chomp. And the pea is green. Chomp, 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 chomp. Another fucking beaver in my dreams. Then they ate her face. They're the Zombeavers. No more trace of brains in their mind. I'm in blood. I'm a Zombeaver. I couldn't leave here if I tried.
This is Texas Podcast Massacre.
Welcome to another episode of Texas Podcast Massacre, coming to you from Houston, Texas. I'm your host, Mitch, and with me, as always, is my fellow chemical truck transportation driver and co-host, Nate.
Wake that dick up.
Wake that dick up. Hey, look at the road. There's a deer on the road. Do you see it?
What?
Each week on Texas Podcast Massacre, we take a look at a different horror movie and debate a horror-related topic with our unsuspecting victim, who is someone that we would not usually call a horror fan or a fanatic like you and I are, Nate. This week, we're going to have a girls' weekend at the lake in what I assume is Indiana by way of Georgia, and we review Zombeavers with first-time unsuspecting victim Taylor. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Awesome. Yeah, so Nate, this has been a few months in the making. So Nate came up and said, hey, I've got this friend. She's really into this movie Zombeavers.
It's true. True story.
That's the first time I've ever heard anyone associate as into the Zombeavers. So
it's a very fair description of my personality. So it's the only fact you really need to know about me.
That's excellent.
I'm really into Zombeavers.
So now, do you like any other horror movies? Is it just Zombeavers?
No, I do like some other horror movies. I don't watch a ton of them, but I like also better films than Zombeavers, like Babadook, like
Babadook. Ooh,
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
that's probably one of my other favorites. But I don't watch a ton of horror films, but I enjoy them. I enjoy more of the ones that are so bad.
The trashy
funny,
ones.
Yeah.
So have you seen Things Killing or
no? And
Jack
based
Frost?
on what I've heard about it, would probably not enjoy that one either. Jack Frost, I think I would, but I haven't watched that one yet.
I feel like that's a source because everyone else on those episodes enjoyed it. Was the other way. Enjoyed Things Killing.
So I should probably watch
hated Jack
both
Frost.
and then decide.
I think
that's
so.
fair.
And then you can
Jack Frost features Houston's own Shannon Elizabeth in her first ever movie. If that sweetens the pot at
It does, because I
am.
am a Houstonian at heart, first and
There you go.
foremost.
There you go.
Did you know Shannon Elizabeth was from Houston?
Nope.
Well, now you do. See, sprawling.
Sprawling.
Who even knows? Everyone's from
Houston.
Yeah, who knows?
It's the cradle of civilization here.
Basically.
All right. Well, with that said, we're going to get into this week's review, and we're going to start, as we always do, with our debate question of the week.
We will see how the Lord favors you.
No, you dare not blaspheme. He will punish you. The jaws of hell will devour you. All of you. No.
That's actually how they talk in Indiana. That's the
Is
Indiana
it?
accent. Yeah. Inside the corn, just people yelling at each other. Indiana.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense. So I don't know how much weed you have to smoke before Beavers as a foil for your horror movie is like, this is great animal. So let me ask you this. If you were pitching this movie,
Yeah.
is there an animal that you would have picked besides a beaver? Is there another woodland critter specifically that you would have picked other than beavers? I'll tell you, you're shaking your head. We'll throw this over to you first. What would you have picked?
So first of all, I want to clarify, I love the beavers. I
Okay.
really love the beavers. But if I was going to watch another woodland creature be transformed into something undead, I think raccoons would be terrifying because they have the little human hands and they can manipulate objects with them. And then the little pitter-patter of their claws would be
Okay.
also really terrifying on the rooftop.
Natural-
Similar to the thwacking of the tails. So.
Natural scavenging
Yeah.
abilities.
Nice.
They're also omnivores, like beavers.
Oh yeah.
So there you go.
Did I steal your answer, Nate?
No, not even
Okay.
close.
Well, Nate, what would you pick?
So I was going to preface it by saying my wife had a way better pick than me. She picked the honey badger,
Ooh,
which is known
that's
as
a good
being
one.
just freaking ferocious. If you have that, you're basically... These beavers were not exactly like fleet of foot. With like a badger, you would just be dead. Honey badger especially. I'd pick an otter, though. Otters basically have like better claws than raccoons. They're faster, and they can climb, swim, and run fast. So, otters.
Nice.
And then if you want to do like a name of something, like raccoon names could be bad, maybe. Like if you're trying to name a movie after a raccoon, you really got to watch out.
What's the otter one?
I don't know. I'm trying to think. Like otter sounds like
Otter bees? No, that doesn't.
Welcome Back Otter.
Yeah.
Oh, God, that would be terrible. That's terrible. That's terrible. Yeah, I could think of something, but otters are, and they look cute, so they would get you. They would be like, oh, otters are so adorable. You come close, and then you're shredded. What do you got, Mitch?
I went with the tried and true squirrels, just because of
So flying squirrel or normal squirrel?
why not both?
Okay, both.
Is
okay.
there? Yeah. Man, I just think just the pure number of them. You know, it's more of a numbers thing.
So it's
If we're
more
going
like more of a zombie
going with,
thing.
and if we're going with zombies, yeah, it's the
Okay.
traditional. More is better. Although platypus was a short segment because I
Platypus.
They have the tail thwacking.
the
I'm
tail
down with that.
thwacking there.
So-
Also, they do well in the water as
Okay.
well as on land.
So this is like an
Could they
Australian.
chomp with the bill, though?
The bill is where it might fall apart. I'm not quite sure. I didn't do enough platypus
Yeah,
research.
they like gum you to death. Or something.
My-
That
my-
sounds unpleasant.
I know my zoo books from when I was 5 did not make it in the movie,
And they're from Louisiana, so you can't really trust them anyway.
So I was just thinking about that. So does your answer change if we change the location? Because obviously, you know, beavers work great in an area where you can build dams and there are trees. I mean, if this is in the desert, are beavers really terrifying you? Not really,
No.
right? Let's say you're in the desert.
Maybe they're really good at making sandcastles. They could be. Yeah, versatile. Versatile.
I agree. Beavers are probably the best pick in terms of what we got in this movie. But so in an extreme location, give me an extreme location and an animal that you would be terrified of.
You could do like March of the Penguins 2 when penguins attack.
I like it.
Unhappy feet.
Unhappy feet.
I don't know.
No, I enjoyed that.
I don't know.
Some
Well
really
done.
displeased penguins.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Back for vengeance.
There's not a lot of animals up there, so I don't really.
No.
So you're saying desert? Okay, so you're saying.
Well, let's
Extreme.
pick like a desert
Okay.
or a swamp. Ooh, like what if it was a
Swamp.
zombie nutria?
What's a nutria?
So they're kind of
Large-
like
a
beavers.
large-ass
They have-
rat. Yeah.
Yeah, they have similar teeth, so
Yeah,
they would
okay.
Yeah,
they would be about like beavers.
They're like-
but
minus
they live in the swamp, so
Yeah.
Are they like the rats from?
but they wouldn't have
Princess
the tail
Bride?
thwacking.
Like
yeah, they were
Princess
kind of
a
like
little bit,
those.
a little bit.
They don't have the
bit.
tails like
Yeah.
those.
Yeah. If it was a swamp, I would just say like swamp people. I mean, they're already scary enough. They don't really need the zombie part. What's a swamp?
I mean gators, but
the crawfish. The crawfish. You take
Zombie
revenge.
crawfish. That'd be incredible.
They take revenge against
As
the
a
getting boiled.
Louisiana
all their,
native,
all their
I can
relatives get
support
boiled
that.
alive, and then they come back to boil you. Boom!
Ooh.
In your own blood.
Well, no, they wouldn't boil you. They would just
yeah.
split you in half, like
eat your brains.
Yeah.
They would eat your brains.
Well, they
Yeah.
would just suck the brains. They would
suck
eat
them.
eat
Yeah.
the legs.
yeah.
But then
If we're following
they-
the metaphor, they were really
they'd eat-
following this metaphor down.
they'd eat
the,
like 2% of you and throw 98% of you away.
At least
That's the
we know
strategy.
they'd put some pretty good seasoning on you before
That's true.
consuming you as well.
it would be the best you could possibly taste, for sure. For sure.
Okay, so zombie. Zombie doesn't go with crawfish very
No.
well.
Zombie doesn't go with a lot of
Zombie.
lot of
I
animals.
I think that's where the
Zombear,
idea probably actually
Zombeaver.
came from was what can we play on words with
Yeah.
zombie? Oh, Zombeaver, that's the one.
Yeah.
Zombeaver or crayfish, cray, the perfect seasoning. You
could probably
really
do it with cows and just say zombeef.
Ooh.
Solid. I like zombeef.
Zombeef. And cows attacking would actually be kind of terrifying. Okay. So,
like, you would just start. I could just. This is perfect. By the way, we may not even have to do the sequel. I think that's it, right? I could see people, some guys getting high, go into the field to do some cow tipping.
Yeah.
But then they just get blindsided by some zombie cows. What does the udder? How would the udder be incorporated into it?
I don't know. Probably some green milk.
Utterly ridiculous.
Green, utterly ridiculous.
That's on the cover of the Blu-ray.
Of course it would.
Yeah.
Of course it would. 4K. Would it be a 4K release?
Sure. You want to see that? You want to see that milk spray, like real, like coming at you.
All right. All right. Well, all solid answers. If you would like to weigh in on this debate, please do so at TXPodMassacre on Twitter. We are on Instagram now. We are on Facebook. And our website. Yeah. Just you can comment directly on the link to this episode. With that said, are y'all ready to talk about this movie?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Excellent. All right. We're going to get into this week's movie of the week, Zombeavers.
We are home sweet home. Woo! Make it rain, bitches.
What is that? Looks like a beaver dam. Let's go take a look.
You girls from out of town?
We're staying over there at my cousin's place. We were looking for beavers.
Well, hell, ain't we all?
I've had enough excitement for one day. What was that? Someone in there?
There's a beaver in the bathroom. Kill it!
Yuck.
Can we please go swimming now?
Ever occurred to any of you that there might be more beavers?
Oh my God!
Is that blood?
Holy
Never seen a real beaver before up close.
All I know is they're fat rats with big stupid ass teeth.
Cannot turn against each other right now. That is exactly what the beavers would want.
Beavers are generally more active at night. That road's locked. We sure as hell can't get through on foot.
Suck a bag of grit! There's no way I'm drunk enough for this.
Did you just play the whole movie? Holy shit!
Yeah.
Practically,
I just relived it. In my head.
The trailer was so great. I couldn't figure out where to cut it.
Yeah,
just so awesome. So normally we have our unsuspecting victim do the synopsis, but you are kind of the zombie. I don't know if it's fair to say you're the Zombeaver expert, but go ahead. If someone asks you what is Zombeavers about, how would you describe it?
So when you described it to me, like in a few sentences, how would you pitch someone? Hey, watch Zombeavers.
So I know now, after watching it for my third time, that why I love this movie. And that's probably where I'd start. So I love this movie because it is a movie at its heart about justice. It is about the worst people you've ever seen and you would never, ever want to interact with. Can't relate to them at all. They're just terrible. Just being slowly picked off by a bunch of zombie beavers. And I just love it.
That's as solid of a description as you can give. Yeah.
I would just add in Indiana.
Can we throw
that in there? Other than that,
at least within 500 or 5,000 miles of Indiana, as best as we can tell from these accents.
Yeah. Well, out of state. Maybe she's doing out of state tuition for the.
But they weren't because they mentioned that she's from Indiana in the movie.
She's from the rolling hills of southern Indiana, basically Kentucky. Yeah. Maybe that area.
Yeah. So this movie is about 3 girlfriends who go to a cousin's cabin to help one of them take their mind off their cheating boyfriend. When they're there, they see that the beavers are there. They have dance, but they want to meet the beavers.
Leave it to the beavers.
Unknowingly, though, Bill Burr and
John Mayer is in this movie with the worst fake mustache.
Have unleashed some chemical runoff or something into the lake in what has to be the most ridiculous setup
Yeah.
So Nate, what facts do we have about this movie you want to share with us?
Sure, yes. This movie came out in 2015. It's on Netflix, so definitely check it out. It is a tight 77 minutes.
That's all you need.
I also love that it's very efficient.
It does not overstay its welcome. There's nothing you can say about this movie. On IMDb, it's a 4.8, which I think is comically low. The tagline is "You'll all be damned," which is
I love it.
About as on the nose as this movie can possibly be. The director is Jordan Rubin. This was his first feature-length film. He has another movie called The Drone that's in post-production now, where the mind of a serial killer is uploaded to a drone, which then terrorizes the family. It sounds about right for the guy who did Zombeavers. He was a writer on The Man Show, The Late Late Show with Craig Kilborn, Crank Yankers, and Last Call with Carson Daly. So I'm assuming that's where he honed his comedy chops and all the Beaver references in this one.
From The Man Show?
Yeah, from The Man Show. Yeah, from that classic Carson Daly dialogue that we all know and love. The award shows, he wrote a million award shows, so get ready for this list.
Okay.
So he did the 2011 Oscars. Okay, so that's pretty prestigious.
Yep.
The 31st American Music Awards, the 2006 Fuse Fangoria's Chainsaw Award. So he's got a horror movie award show in there somehow. Miss Universe 2014, the Guys Choice Awards that exists 2011, and the MTV Movie Awards from 2006, 7, 8, 9. The European ones in 2011, the normal 2012, and then European ones again in 2015. This guy is a prolific MTV Movie Awards writer.
I like that you said the normal one and the European
one. We're in Texas. I apologize to our European listeners. There are actors in this movie. That's the actor. One is the guy who gave...
That's high praise.
One is the guy Tommy. He's the guy from It Follows who gives the sexually transmitted demon to
that seems
the lady.
Very appropriate.
So that was the main horror linkage across that. So,
nice.
Yeah. And normally we go over like the actors and actresses, and this one I'm like I don't care.
It's not worth it.
Let's just get into it. Yeah, let's just get into it.
So okay, let's start off with the whole this opening scene premise of Bill Burr.
Yeah, Bill Burr and John Mayer.
Admittedly, it took me a little bit to recognize that was John Mayer. I didn't know until you actually texted me about it, and I was like, really? And I had to go look it up.
Yeah, it's him.
I did. I mean, I caught Bill Burr, so I was like, okay, well, he needs a paycheck.
Why, you think he got paid for this movie? False.
Did he sign up for this as a passion project?
Yes.
I have a lot to say about Beavers. I would like to be sure that I am involved in this project.
Yeah. They're both really, really huge conservationists, pro-beaver agenda, 100%.
Something about the tank just like popping out of like the middle of the whole pack, straight up into the air, and then rolling into the water.
My first thought was this truck is made wrong. Like, why it hits the front and then like the shoe? I don't know. It's not happened. Who knows?
Yeah. Also, I mean, good PSA: don't text and drive, or you'll unleash zombies.
Yeah, don't text and drive.
I kind of felt like it would have been really effective if this movie was actually a really extended AT&T ad, and if it just flashed, it can wait right before the ending credits. I was thinking that the whole time. I was like, it can wait.
Oh, yeah.
It can wait can be the tagline for the majority of the situations that happen in this movie.
It's a damn.
But that's my Catholic high school upbringing coming out of me. So
you're saying it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation.
I believe so, Nate. This opening scene, did y'all enjoy the Bill Burr and John Mayer? Is there another comedy or musician duo you would have preferred to see in this spot?
So I would have loved. So this took place in 2015. So it would be possible to have the famous musician be Prince and the famous comedian be Dave Chappelle.
How do you see this happen?
Imagine the conversation.
I wouldn't know how your brain works.
It would be awesome. You don't think that would be a great dialogue?
I can't even imagine their interaction.
I'm just trying to figure out what the dialogue would be.
Yeah, would they still talk about like taking a shit in a friend's house, or would they?
Yeah.
Or would
But then, like Prince is mentioning, like he's doing it in a crushed velvet full bodysuit.
Yeah,
You know what I
I
mean?
can't imagine Prince like
add that on
changing
there.
his costume. Like he's wearing what Prince wears every day.
Yeah, then they cut away to like the road and they cut back and he's in a different like outfit. So that would be amazing. That would have been perfect.
That's fair. Yeah, I don't know that I have anyone better than that. That's pretty solid. I don't know. I wouldn't mind Jim Gaffigan.
Yeah,
Jim
he'd be
Gaffigan
pretty good.
and who? From Chesterton, Indiana.
Weird Al. We're gonna go the food route.
Weird Al and Jim Gaffigan?
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
They're right.
Wow.
And they're just talking about food the whole time. I would probably watch a much longer.
That could go on longer.
Yeah, and
I
would be in for that.
If you wanted to go the most famous comedian from Indiana, Jim Gaffigan is up there, but it's definitely like David Letterman.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So he's from Indiana. And then the most famous musician from Indiana is Michael Jackson. But he probably
Thank you, Parks and Rec, for teaching us that.
So yeah.
Watch out for the Beavers, man.
Let's beat it out of here. I don't know.
Yeah,
Taylor,
sure.
you got anybody?
Yeah.
No, I really like all these.
You like all this?
I
Okay.
can't top that.
Okay.
I did. Okay, this movie is incredibly quotable, much more so than I thought it would be when I first signed up for this one.
It opens with my friend tells me I can't shit at his house anymore. That's like one of the first first lines.
What else is it supposed to be for, Nate? I mean, that's where you're supposed to do it.
That's why I like this movie. It really tackles the hard topics. You know?
What was the other line? It was he was talking about like being gay for like going out for the guy for a little while. So it's really chill. He's like, the issue was it's not the dick, man. It's the whiskers. That was the issue.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I think I had to pause it for a little bit and collect myself before I could keep going. The opening sequence of this movie is also fantastic. I love it's got the regular footage with like animation overlaid.
Yeah,
Love
like the
Beavers.
Scooby-Doo type style. I loved it.
Spectacular.
I also loved that to explain that the chemicals were going to infect something, we had to follow the barrel through the entire stream.
It's like a tracking shot of the barrel.
Oh, yeah.
Love it.
I loved it.
I wrote that that deer's body was a wonderland. There's more where that came from. There's so much more where that came from.
The minute you told me he was in, I was like, yeah, I know this. I know where this is going. I already had that drop ready. So let's fast forward. We meet our protagonists, at least half of them anyway.
Yeah.
There's three girls. We've got Jen, we've got Zoe, and we've got the other one.
Mary.
Thank you.
Mary is like she seems like the quintessential Indiana girl here, right? It's like
seems like the one that has it all together.
She got the country. She's like she's proud of her state. Apparently, like she keeps mentioning it. Zoe is an accent that I wrote down. What is this accent? Anyone? Does anyone know?
No,
it's rural something. Like that's the premise. The premise is rural.
Mary's accent or Zoe's accent?
Zoe's accent.
Zoe's accent. I felt like it kept changing too. It just kept morphing into new things.
Yeah. Perhaps foreshadowing to the morphing of the Beavers. Is that
maybe
just
like Zoe's accent? So shall the Beavers.
Exactly. I like that at the very beginning of the movie. Bob Vance Refrigeration, just straight out the gate. Did you guys notice that?
No, what?
The guy who plays Bob Vance from Vance Refrigeration in the
Seriously?
Office.
Oh,
yeah, he's like the first
that.
2 seconds of the movie.
I don't remember where
the guy at the truck stop.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's Bob Vance. Yeah. How'd you not get that? Wow.
Well,
wow.
Sorry, Nate. I forget. I don't remember Bob Vance from Vance Refrigeration.
I thought.
If it had been Phyllis, we'd be talking different right now.
Lisa's gonna smack you later.
She might. And then, of course, we have Jen, who is the one we mentioned. Her boyfriend cheated on her.
Yep. Sam, that guy's the worst.
He's the worst.
The worst.
Actually, probably worse than Zoe, who at first I thought was the absolute worst. But I think he's actually the worst.
So this guy's name is Hutch Dano. If you want to go to IMDb and check out a 8-paragraph long summary that was 100% written by him for himself, I highly recommend it because it really gets in depth.
I'm on my way.
Yeah. it was quite a real. Like, I can't use any of this, but I like it. It's great. So yeah, this guy's very active on his own IMDb page.
Oh, of course. Well, why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. The whole premise for this trip seems a little. They seem very put off that they're having to like do this for Jen, which kind of begs the question: why are you doing this for this girl?
Well, I have to do this for Jen because I did her boyfriend.
Oh yeah,
that's kind of That's kind of the
So let's talk about the boyfriends because they do show up later, and we're not gonna go through this movie blow by blow. So you already mentioned Sam, who was the one cheating,
the worst,
the absolute worst.
Yes,
Tommy.
There's Tommy,
the good one. I would say we would say the good one,
the better one. I wouldn't say good, but he's relatively better than the others.
Sure. And then there's Buck, and you know there was a. My name is Buck, and I like to fuck joke that they left on the cutting room floor.
Yeah.
Oh,
know that
we're better than that. Like, we are better than that.
Yeah.
And
not by much, but
someone threw that in the writing room to say, damn it, Dan, go get us coffee and shut the fuck up. Yeah. That's how that one went. So any of these people, are any of them likable whatsoever?
I like Tommy. I thought Tommy was great.
Tommy was okay.
Yeah.
Jen is relatively the best of the women. But not by a lot, but she's
relatively key word.
But I will say, Zoe did have a redemption arc in the middle there when she was actually upset about her dog. And
that scene is...
I thought that redeemed her a little bit because I was like, she had a heart. And then her actually telling the truth about Mary and Sam.
And she's trying to save
that redeemed Zoe to me.
She was saving her boyfriend. She was doing a lot of hard work to save her boyfriend too.
Yeah. Zoe surprised me.
Yeah, Zoe is not as much a bitch as much as she is just a sex crazed maniac.
That's
apparently,
fair. That's fine.
And that's fine.
Sure, I like that.
That's fine. No shaming there. I think the only likable character was Gosling the dog.
Yes.
All right.
I love the dog.
Right. So there's a website called doesthedogdie.com for all movies. The answer to this movie is a resounding yes.
Yes.
I loved it.
They showed it to I thought they would cut away but no,
there's an implied second dog death with the golden retriever that is replaced with the Zombeaver later. So
That's great.
There's one graphic one and then one implied.
Yeah, and a bear dies and is taken back in 10 people-ish and as the total body count for this. I like that in the first 7 minutes there are dick pics in this movie.
Oh yeah, legit dick pics.
Like dick pics.
Yeah.
First 7 minutes.
I love that they made the 6-inch joke, and then the guy was like, "In case you didn't get it, I'll show you the actual dick pictures."
Yeah.
So
I
did the person whose dick's in it? Did they get credits in the movie? I didn't check. Dang it.
the dick has
proper attribution.
Credit.
Proper attribution to these dick pics.
Matt Lauer won't respond to those comments. No, all I wrote in my notes. As I was writing this. I was typing it up. I said, "Didn't need the dick pics," and then I wrote, "Also, that was said by every woman ever." I think.
Yeah.
So that all around at first this movie.
This is in the first few minutes.
Yeah.
Now,
was so early.
The first death is from a guy in this lake. So the thing spills. Of course, when we follow the barrel, it gets to the dam and then transmagically punctures, directly arcing it onto the beavers, which is of course great. The first guy who dies is a 16-year-old kid wearing a hat that says "#1 Dad." You know it's going to be great when that is that's the very start. That is the start of the Beavers happening.
Oh yeah.
I don't have any follow up. I'm just saying it was so good.
I did love that, and I love the hat floating by later, just to foreshadow that the Beavers are coming.
Right,
I loved it.
The Beavers are coming. I like that. Should have been
Now, Mitch, what do you think about these girls' outfits throughout the movie here? I wrote that down just randomly for you.
Did you?
Well, we already know the other character, the hunter, did not think they were appropriately dressed.
Oh, you mean?
He only stated it millions
You mean
of
Smith
times.
with a Y?
No.
I love that so much.
That's his first name. His actual name is Smith Pence.
Smith with a Y.
Like Pence, not a fan of ladies.
I'm curious, which outfit are you asking me about, Nate? I feel like this is a loaded question.
It's like a Rorschach painting, and then you fill it in with whatever.
Yeah, I didn't think much of their outfits. Mostly, the only time I really sympathized with these characters was when they first get to the campsite and there's no signal. And they're just, I mean, it's a millennial nightmare, right? My phones don't work. How will we get help? The landline still works.
It's a millennial nightmare, except they have flip phones.
Yeah, fair.
Now, did you guys notice? This is probably my favorite, almost my favorite part of the movie. They have a beer they're drinking the entire time. Did you guys see the name of the beer? The name of the beer is Lauren Ipsum Light Beer.
No.
That is great.
That is amazing.
Yeah, I saw. I'm like, I paused it. I'm like, no. The fill-in text for like every graphical design thing ever is Lauren the name of the beer. They printed out multiple cans with this. This movie is spectacular. The detail that's amazing.
Yeah, they do pay attention to details.
Yeah.
That I didn't catch that, but I love that.
Yeah, it's really good.
I didn't catch that either. I wonder, is that now? Did you check? Is that an actual beer that maybe someone?
No,
is
it's a fake.
Is there like a Big Flats sort of Walgreens-esque beer that's only in Indiana? And only in Lauren Ipsum.
No, it was a fake beer.
That's sad. Let me say, I would.
It's
consider,
available. It's available now. If you want to trademark it, go for it.
I might. Yeah. I like that. Really, 16 minutes of this movie, all the great quotes have really kind of. All this action has happened. We're like 16 minutes in. We've done Matt Smith. The greatest line, we're looking for beavers. Well, hell ain't we all line is only 16 minutes for that joke to get in there. But not really,
because then he yells at them for like not having enough clothes on. Which is it, guy? Come on. This guy's a hypocrite. That's all I'm saying.
I mean,
very Pence-esque.
I don't know.
That's all I'm saying.
I don't know. So let's talk about this beaver attack. The first beaver attack.
Yes.
How does the beaver get into the house? So
it's just in the bathtub.
It's just in the bathtub. How does it get in?
Well, there was a bedroom window open. So presumably it could have come in through the bedroom window, but then how to get in the bathtub of all places?
It's a classic Beatles song. Zombeaver came in through the bedroom window.
Sure.
It's a classic.
Well, I mean, this is a wood like cabin they're in, right?
Yeah. And
it's not like it's fucking stucco.
They make that joke later.
Yeah.
They make that joke later where they're like covering up the windows of it later on with wood, and they're like, these animals are meant to chop wood. Like, yeah, this is so good. So then the guys come, right? So the girls' weekend is
the guys
ostensibly ruined, including the guy who cheated on the other girl.
Bold,
whose idea was this?
That's a bold strategy, Colin.
Yeah. I mean, that's terrible.
He was just really drunk, Nate, and they just made out.
Yeah. Did it? No, it seemed like it was more than that.
Well, that's all it showed in the picture. That's all. It seemed like
it was more than that.
Was.
And who's taking this picture?
I don't know. That is an unanswered question.
Yeah, it's a.
Well, no. She said it was a friend of a friend.
Okay, they did.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
That's a perfect answer. I don't need any more information.
That tagged them on Facebook.
Now, yeah, she did see it on Facebook, but did she?
Although the Facebook
probably
app
on
doesn't
her
work on a flip phone.
Yeah, I would say probably on her desktop.
Yeah.
But they were showing. So she got the picture somehow on her phone because she kept showing it to everyone.
Yeah, everyone.
And
pixel by pixel, they were analyzing it. Apparently.
Yeah, and I don't know how she honestly didn't know Mary was the girl in the picture. That was just
no.
It was the same hair. That girl had very distinct hair. I was like, Jen, you're not.
I don't know.
I
don't know a lot of the back of my head's friends' heads. So that maybe could have been it.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. No, it's bad. I don't know.
I have a joke here, and I'm just not going to say it.
Good for you.
Anyway,
proud of your restraint.
What did you guys think of the beaver cam? So basically,
I loved the beaver
cam. There was a dam cam.
I wanted more beaver cam.
Now I noticed that in some of the shots, like basically a flashlight was like in the dark showing ahead. I don't know where the Zombeavers got flashlights from, but
it's like they have the night vision. I don't know if they actually do.
Glowing?
I don't know if that's scientific, but it looked like it was their
eyes were glowing
vision.
later.
Their eyes were glowing.
Ooh, okay.
I loved beaver cam. I wanted
this
more
movie
beaver
explains
cam.
everything. I mean, yeah, it's airtight. There's no holes whatsoever,
except the hole in the canister that just randomly punctures.
Yes. Yeah. Other than that
one.
Now, this sex scene between Buck and Zoe is quite.
I feel like a Power Ranger.
Like why they're having sex? Why are you with me? You're so much better than me. And she's like, "Yeah, baby."
So if you watch the outtake, did you watch the outtakes?
Yes, of course.
So they,
the outtakes
they
are great.
ad-libbed all of that.
Yeah.
They were saying all sorts of stuff during the outtakes. I was like, wow, I can't believe this guy has like that many lines to go through to you can just think of.
This guy seems like he's not acting. Like
no, I think that might be how he is.
That's
Yeah.
who that guy is. Yeah.
I think so.
Oh, that was good. Yeah, so basically whenever the guys get there, cut to sex, Jen gets Sam into a vulnerable position and knees him directly in the balls. Awesome. No comments on that?
No, I agree. It was awesome.
It was awesome, yeah. I don't know.
All right, so let's talk about the lake scene.
Yeah.
This is where shit just goes down. I love the foot's what gets chopped off by the beaver when it first attacks Buck,
yeah,
because
he's
multiple
holding
times,
his foot.
multiple times he's mentioned his foot's falling asleep. His foot has fallen asleep.
This movie is spectacular.
Yeah,
come on.
Yeah,
foreshadowing.
Surprising level of attention to detail.
Yeah, it really was.
I love that when his foot is chopped off, they try to stop the bleeding with the dog's life vest. They wrap it around his leg. Well, that was amazing.
Well, I don't know. I thought that was a joke at first, but they were like, she's trying to give her the bra, and they're like, no, it's too small. And I was like,
They mentioned her small tits numerous times.
Yeah, and that's why I was like, is that... But then they were talking to Zoe, so I was like,
okay.
Maybe they were just being... I don't know.
I don't know. Who knows?
But yeah, the life vest is what they had to try to use.
So when they go swimming, then that's when the Zombeavers come out in full force.
Right.
It's basically like an armada of Zombeavers at that point.
Yeah.
Jen is the only one on land because she's afraid of the first Zombeaver attack. I would say it's smartly.
Yeah,
the only smart person
understandably.
of all the people. That's when one of my favorite scenes. Sam decides we got to make a distraction.
That's your favorite scene?
It is my favorite scene.
You are a psychopath.
He throws the dog so the Zombeavers basically swarm. Like it's like whatever. What is the Jaws 3 or Jaws 4 where there's like the babies too? Like they all just like converge on this dog.
Yeah, that was so sad.
And they swim back. And then he says like, I choose. What does he say? He says, I choose humans over dogs every time. That's me.
Yeah.
We have this conversation
the
all the
argument
time.
that they get into on the couch later, where it's her yelling at him about the dog. I said, this is every dog lover versus non-dog lover.
Yeah, it really humanized Zoe to me. Yeah. I related to her after that. I was on board with her, and it, to me, entirely justified Sam's later gruesome death.
Well, but the thing is that if I were to do this, I would have done the same thing. But I wouldn't have said, sorry, buddy, surf's up. And then thrown the dog. I would not have said that. Let me clarify. I would have done it in a more solemn way.
He had that plan. You don't just come up with sorry, buddy, surf's
that's
up.
the best line of the movie, in my opinion. Oh my god. Yeah, so I would have been more reverent about it. Like we need to get out. I think that this is the only way. I'm sorry, but he was not sorry.
No, he didn't care.
I would have felt bad for sure. He did not care.
Yeah. So you find out too that So as you mentioned, Mary's the one that was cheating with
Sam.
God,
these characters' names are
just can't.
It doesn't.
They're
even
all
matter.
so generic.
So, are y'all? Yeah, and then Ginger's like, well, we got bigger fish to fry
I
now.
love that she was way above that shit at that point.
Yeah,
like, she's like, don't you understand? We've got the Zombeavers. Like, I don't care about your petty drama. Yeah. I like that.
Do you guys remember in the Euro Cup 2016 where like the Iceland people do like that chant and they do the clap, right? And it gets faster and faster and faster. Yeah. They do the clap. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Nobody they're like hooah, and then you go clap.
Are you going to compare that to the thwacking of the tail?
That is exactly the intimidation tactic that those Zombeavers have. It's like, okay, fine, Mitch. It's like the Mighty Ducks and they do the quack.
You're speaking my language now.
Quack, and then they're coordinating with their beaver tails hitting on things. That's scary. That's scary.
I loved
as hell.
All the conniving things the Beavers did. The thwacking was by far my favorite, but I also loved that they cut the phone lines and I
slash the phone lines with their claws.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the thing Beavers know how to do.
So the zombie.
I don't know why the zombies made them some
normally zombies make you dumber. This one like almost made them smarter.
It made them smarter. Yeah.
Well, and it gave them
or unleashed their potential. Maybe that was it.
Yeah. Well, and it gave them I don't know. They gave them kind of weird, kind of almost like werewolf-esque properties because later on we'll go into it. They start changing. So what was your reaction at the first time you saw this movie? When she fucking changes,
I was
the beaver.
Crying.
I wasn't thinking about it at all.
I loved it.
I didn't see it coming. I really didn't.
I didn't see it coming, and then it happened, and I was so happy.
Oh yeah, my enjoyment of this movie amped up at that point. You can tell even from look at my notes. It goes to just normal kind of just comments. Toward the end of this movie, it gets all caps, and that's usually because shit's going down and it's crazy. So Jen, who had gotten scratched earlier in an encounter, is about to have a little makeout sesh with Mary.
I thought it was a dream sequence at first.
You thought it was a dream sequence first?
I thought it was a dream sequence.
They'd already talked about earlier that they'd like made out before at a previous girls' trip, and so I thought she was going in to like get revenge for Mary making out with Sam, and she was gonna like do something do something like some sort of prank.
When her teeth fall out and the big chomper comes in.
Yeah, the buck
teeth. Incredible.
Yeah, it's great.
Whatever money they had for
visual effects
was spent right there, and it was worth every penny.
Absolutely. Satisfying.
The green screen where they're like his foot, I noticed like throughout the movie, his foot was like clearly hitting things, like when his like buck. And it's great because then they put they don't even have ice. They put his foot in a bag, and then he's using it to like as a pillow to like sleep on.
I love how he kept cradling it throughout the rest of the movie.
Right.
And then he turns into a Zombeaver also soon after Jen does. So
yeah,
it was nice. Mm-hmm. And he has super strength as soon as he does that too. So.
I just love that everything turns into a beaver. It's not just zombie, right?
Yeah.
They're going to be
beaver quality teeth,
Zombeaver,
the face,
and everything does. Not just
tails.
Yeah. No, she has a tail.
Did she have a tail?
She has a tail.
Okay.
At one point, she's outside the restroom, and her tail's whacking the door.
That's right. Okay. Yep.
And then Sam says when he sees her, he says she's going to be on medication for the rest of her life. Now, these are words that someone wrote. This is spectacular.
Now, were y'all shocked that Jen wasn't the final girl in this?
No, this movie was all about subverting a lot of the normal tropes that were happening. So I thought it was great. Okay. I was like, at first I thought Zoe's gonna die first, and then when all this shit started happening, I'm like, okay, never mind. She's gonna be the last person.
At first I was upset when when Jen was the first one to turn into a Zombeaver because I felt like of all the characters she deserved to go a little longer, but she got her justice in the end by getting to just destroy Sam. So
pop up dick bite.
Oh yeah.
Like justice for Jen.
Like. And the gore in this, Mitch. So you're normally more of a gore fan than the average person. You like to go to the grindhouse, like the gore stuff.
Yeah, I like the over the top shit. Yeah,
what'd you think about the gore in this in general?
No, I thought it was well done.
I mean, like eating. Well done. How much meat was coming out of this penis area? It was quite a bit.
Clearly, why everyone was after him. I guess
it wasn't his personality.
All I know is I wrote in all caps. She bit his dick off. Followed by Lorena Bobbitt, followed by Lorena Beaver, and that's all I had for this. That scene was great. What other deaths in this section really like stuck out to you?
I liked the Beavers felling the tree on Tommy because that was so conniving. It wasn't just like, let's tear him apart. Yeah. They're like, let's lay a trap for this one.
These Beavers were so strategic.
Yeah.
They were knocking out communications. They were using intimidation tactics. They were doing like basically guerrilla warfare, popping in and out. Then they time out a tree falling onto like probably the most capable by far of all the people that existed. I mean, this was some just military level tactics here. Yeah, it was shocking.
Yeah. Well, he was definitely the most capable because if you remember earlier their first encounter, what I thought was really hilarious is they send Sam to go deal with it, and he's holding the baseball bat
at the top. What the fuck? I was like, what the fuck is happening?
Sam was repeatedly incapable. I also liked when Mary was like stabbing the beaver with a knife through the window, and he's hammering. And literally hits his thumb while hammering while she's stabbing a beaver. Summed up the movie.
This is one of my favorite. They were stabbing like such close range. Like I loved that. That was awesome. awesome. Like that was actually like pretty realistic and like they were like really like getting in.
I like when they had the two of them on the one beaver and they're just like both stabbing like like so.
It was brutal.
It was, like,
little
good.
Pecs,
little stabbing pecs. I loved it.
It was good. Oh man. There's a Zombear in there. I mean, during all this shit,
it's a Zombeaver bear.
A Zombeaver bear.
True.
That's true. Okay,
if you watch it with captions, it says Zombeaver bear roars. So
that's amazing.
That are the official Netflix captions.
I liked the neighbor a lot before she was Zombeaver-fied. And then I also really liked her Zombeaver-fied. So she had a great arc all around.
The best quote of her husband says, "It's just those kids scissoring, listening to Lady Gaga." The lines in this movie were great. I mean, that's just a taste of how good everything was. I mean,
the neighbor too. I mean, when she first shows up, she seems really nice and well mannered, and then Zoe's being super rude to her, and she just goes, "It's okay, my daughter's a total fucking bitch too." So, which I loved. I was like, "Wow, okay."
It's like I don't even know what gender they bring home. Not that I'm against any of that. I just don't know. Like this lady's awesome.
Like I don't judge the people she's bringing. It's just her. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so good.
All right, so let's talk about the turn real quick at the end. We have Mary, we have Zoe, are the last two left that haven't turned. They get in the car and they go as far as they can.
Now, this is going to be a what would I do differently segment, but...
you want to save it?
Yeah, I'll save it, but how they are hemmed in is pretty ridiculous. Let me just say that.
True.
Yeah.
So... they both have sort of a kind of standoff of with have you been?
So Mary was always freaking out about everybody else being scratched or bit by the Zombeavers, right? So, which leads to the moment where she has Sam take off his clothes, she takes off her clothes, and they're like, I mean, the place is burning down. There's Zombeavers kicking. Let's just try to have sex.
Priorities, man.
Yeah, priority. And then of course, when they're having sex. He's in his boxers. That's when the nice Jen dick grab comes out. So I mean, it worked out nicely. Mm-hmm. But that establishes that she's freaking out about everyone else being infected.
Yeah.
But when it turns out she is the infected one.
Yep.
So
and Zoe takes her out.
Yeah, takes her out
pretty quickly.
Axe, carry the axe, man. She was smart. She was probably the smartest people.
Yep. Except.
Well, it's not the same.
As she's trying to flag down a truck, we meet our good friends, John Mayer, Bill Burr, and she just like the
You see that girl?
Before.
Yep. You see that girl?
What? I don't think you do.
No, I think doesn't John Mayer that time say I trust you?
Yeah, at that time he says I trust you, even though
I trust you.
Even though history would tell him don't trust.
Don't trust him.
Yeah,
he didn't see the deer. So he doesn't see the girl.
The movie ends as it begins.
I thought that was true justice played out though, because I was like, Zoe had some redeeming qualities, but she still wasn't great.
She redeemed herself.
She still wasn't great though.
But her accent, I think, got better as the movie went along, so it was fine.
That wasn't the worst quality about her, contrary to what you might believe.
Hey, she liked the dog. She tried to save her boyfriend. She saved her friends. Yeah. She drove in with the
just because she's a terrible human being doesn't mean she needed to get run over by
wait, okay, hold on.
No.
So what's her whole motivation?
I like that the movie came full circle. I did appreciate
what's her whole motivation, not like saving her friends, whatever, but was her whole motivation basically like, I need to get out of here with as many people as possible so I can get to cell phone signal again? Is that maybe was that maybe her whole motivation?
Ooh. That and where could she go have more sex? Because that's all she ever chased.
So, well, I mean, it's easier to have sex if you get cell signal. So
I don't think Tinder works on a flip phone. You can't swipe on a flip phone.
This is a mass text to all of her contacts. You up? And then see what happens. I don't know.
So last little bit, I guess in what had to be a nod to Marvel, you got an end scene credit in this.
Oh, there's multiple. There's multiple mid. There's a mid credit and a post credit sequence.
What's the mid credit one?
There was the one where oh shit. Or is it just the end credits?
It's just the end credits.
It's just the end credits?
Yeah. The mid credit is just the music changing, which the music in the credits isn't great.
Spectacular. Yes. Big band.
Well, then the outtakes.
But then, and the outtakes. That's right. That's what you get. But at the very end, we see a dead Zombeaver laying there and a bee goes and gets some of its blood and gets infected.
So you're saying there's Zombeaver? No, there's Zombeaver bees.
I guess they have to be. They have to stay on brand.
Zombeaver bear. They need Zombeaver bees.
These bees are they're not going to just be bees. They're going to be beavers like teeth.
Yeah.
On bees.
Oh, because normally they can only sting you. Now they can buy shit. You're
does their stinger change
into a tail?
Have the flat tail?
I feel like they'd probably still have both. What if it's a beaver tail covered in stingers?
Oh, shit. Wow.
Well, I mean, that's the end of humanity for sure.
This is going to be hard to come up with a sequel that's better than the sequel they already teased that will never happen.
Zombeaver bees.
Zombeaver bees.
One day.
Zombie bees.
If they can make another Super Troopers, they can make a Zombeaver bees.
Sure.
All right. Well, with that said, I want to move into asking both of y'all, what would you have done differently?
Son of a bitch, you left the bodies and you only moved the headstones! You only moved the headstones! Why?
All right, Nate, you already kind of teed us up for what you had. What would you have done differently?
Sure. So Tommy, which is the most competent person in the movie, when all this shit starts going down, he's like, we got to get out of here. I got to take this guy who's got no foot. I got to make sure he gets to the hospital. Go, from there. They get in a car. They drive down the road. There's obviously the Zombeavers with their tactical maneuverings have lowered a tree onto this road. Mm-hmm. Drive around that tree. Go off the road on the other side. Drive around the tree. You have succeeded in getting away.
Could they have done that in the Prius, though?
Fine. Even if they couldn't do it in the Prius, they could have definitely done that in the Hunter guy's truck.
Yeah, the truck.
So maybe I'll give you the first one, but the second one with the truck, you can drive through fields, you can do all kinds of shit. Just keep moving away from these Zombeavers. Other than that, I mean, it was pretty airtight. The logic, but that was the one thing. So if I was those characters, or if you get to could they outrun the Zombeavers? A human, the dog couldn't outswim them, but I mean that's fair.
Well, I think
they're good in the water, but
I think the flow was you don't know how many there are, and if they're all just chopping trees down on you,
Yeah, but you know where they are already. I mean, if you go away from them, you got a shot.
Well, so Tommy had said when he left, he was like, they're slow on land. They're fast in the water, but they're slow on land. Yeah. But we never really saw them run too much on land other than when the one was chasing Jen across the countertop, which was maybe not the best example because it was already partially severed. So
now it seems like the Zombeavers had more ups than previous. They could get up. They could get a little. Their jumping abilities definitely improved.
I feel like they could also probably run pretty quick, but I don't know.
I would have.
I'd risk it. I would risk it.
I agree.
Yeah. Taylor, what would you have done differently?
I would have saved the dog. I would not have sacrificed
throw
the
Sam
dog.
overboard instead of the dog?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sam was bad. And actually, I feel like there was probably a way they could have. I just felt like they needed to think a little harder. They probably didn't need to throw the dog.
Yeah, but their guys
because
was bleeding
these people's
out,
strong suits was thinking.
Exactly. Well, it wasn't.
Just because you think harder doesn't mean you're going to get any better.
Their strong suits were having sex and one-liners. That's it. There's no other. The critical thinking skills not a part of these people's.
Or if he had, I actually still would say I don't want Sam to not throw the dog. I wanted Sam to throw the dog, but I wanted the Beavers to not be interested in the dog and only be interested in the human. That would have been more interesting to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I still wanted him to be an asshole and throw the dog so that it justifies his death later.
The sorry buddy surfs up. It's one of my favorite lines of any movie that's ever existed.
It's solid.
That solidified his diggishness, obviously. Sorry. Man, I need to put that on a poster. Like I might make that poster. Like, sorry, buddy, surfs up, and then the dog, like a dog swimming.
Yeah, make it like one of the one that's got the cat on the rope that says "Hang in there."
Yeah,
it's just a dog flying towards the water. Sorry, buddy, surfs up.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Photoshop time, Mitch.
Right. Might be my next little project after this. That might be the cover image for this episode instead of
what would you do differently, Mitch?
Man, if I'm Sam, I'd just maybe give her some space. just
that's
don't
a good
go.
point.
Yeah.
Maybe don't keep touching her after you cheated on her.
Hey, Mitch, did you meet this guy in this movie? Because that's not a thing.
I mean, I'm just saying, if it's for me, maybe I just don't.
He's the kind of guy who cheats on somebody and then like a couple days later is like, oh, hey, let me start like trying to grope you. See what happens. Like, that's the kind of guy.
I also did enjoy his line when, when the three of them were all talking, and after he's like, we can talk about this as mature adults later and figure out why you two are both attracted to me.
Yeah, why both of you find me attractive?
Yeah.
Yeah. Such a dick.
Yeah, not anymore.
Not anymore.
His dick is gone.
So normally we do, pitch sequel, but I think they gave us a better sequel built in, and I also even liked the one you came up with, Taylor, with the cows.
Zombeef.
Yeah, Zombeef is either one. I think is a winner. Is Blockbuster Gold. So let's go back to awards.
Say Blockbuster Gold.
Yeah,
like the video rental chain.
Yeah, like a gold membership.
Okay. We're releasing Zombeef, the sequel, direct to Blockbuster. That's our distribution model.
I will say, because I do love the Beavers so much, if they did a Zombeavers 2 that was not a new animal, I would want it to be focused on life inside the lodge and go into where the beavers dwell.
Yeah.
Okay.
With all of the
power
zombie bear,
the power struggles, the interpersonal conflicts.
Yeah.
Wow.
That'd be solid.
Okay.
Nate, okay, well we'll stick with that. Nate, so if they did another one with beavers, what would?
Shit. Oh man, I don't know. I mean, this takes place in Indiana. I mean, normally what happens is you set it up, and the sequel is usually not as good, but it expands the scope.
Are you going into space on number 2?
No, I'm going. I'm taking it. I am taking the Zombeavers to the Capitol. Zombeavers take on Indianapolis.
Oh wow, that Capitol! Yeah. I thought you were going to go DC, but then
no. We're starting
the Capitol.
The Capitol, Capitol Circle in Indianapolis.
I'd like to see the accents they find there.
Can Mike Pence get murdered in my movie? Can I make that a stipulation?
Sure,
because he lives in Indy. So
sure.
All right, sweet. I'll make that also.
Your movie can take place at one of his conversion camps. I don't know. I mean, just
Zombeavers to sixpence much the debtor.
Ooh, I like it. Eddie Smith Pence's somehow related to Smith Pence. Smith with a Y Pence.
Yeah, Mikey Pence. Put a Y at the end of.
No, just be Mike
with a Y.
That's even easier. God damn it! I fucking missed that.
I have got nothing better than that. So I think we will move straight into our last segment.
Final cut.
I'll jump in first.
Jump in the water first?
I'll jump in
the lake first.
I will buck this one up, and I will say, to me, this is a 6 out of 10 buck teeth.
Before we start talking, what was the score? Like when you first watched it, like the first second after, what was it? Was it lower?
When I first started?
Yeah.
Oh, this was in 3 to 4 rounds.
Okay.
All right.
So it definitely got better when the change.
It gets better with age.
Yeah.
Zombeavers gets better with age.
I would absolutely watch this again, knowing what happens now. So yeah, it's a hit. It gets a 6. I don't know that I'm going to enjoy this movie as much as y'all did. It is it's campy. It's good, but it takes a while to get to the good stuff. So that's probably my real big knock with it.
Okay.
And also I just hate these characters.
That's the point, though.
Yeah, that's what I like about it.
I need to see them dying a lot quicker and a lot faster than what we got. But that's my point.
Okay.
Dave, why don't you go next?
Sure. Yeah. So I mean, the movie I thought it was spectacular. I laughed out loud quite a bit. I yelled at the TV out loud at certain moments. It was like, no, or like, what? Like that was me just by myself yelling that. I mean, these were, and I'm saying this in a positive way, MTV Movie Award level jokes. I mean, there was really solid jokes, a lot of laughing. They subverted the tropes, and the outtakes were spectacular also. So I'm going to give it 8 out of 10 damn cams. I liked it a lot.
Nice.
Which is really high. It's a really high ranking for me. So that's just how much I enjoyed it. And I will 100% watch it again. More drunk, though, the next time. and try to get a group.
Oh, this is definitely a party movie. You should definitely watch this with people. Don't. Watching it by yourself is okay. Yeah. Watching it with people, I still haven't done
a housewarming party yet. So maybe my housewarming party is Zombeaver themed.
Do people still go to your parties for this? Because they all know they're getting something.
Yeah.
You've between old granddad in the room.
People have come to my parties, including you, almost every single time.
Well, yeah, but I'm like a good friend of yours. I'm asked you to do this. We're doing this podcast together. I'm a glutton for punishment.
No one can see it. But no one can see it, but I'm crying a single tear, saying Mitch liked me. So no one can see that, but it's great.
Taylor, where do you are the champion of this film.
I am the champion of this film, and I'm so proud that you both came around to like this film after all the crap I got for picking it in the first place. I'm so happy that you are also Zombeaver believers now.
Zombeavers. Jesus Christ. Where was Justin Bieber in this movie? Replace John Mayer with Justin Bieber in this movie, and you have got instant tie-ins.
Yeah, he needs to be in the sequel, and they all become Zombeaver.
Zombeavers.
Zombeaver. Yeah,
I like it.
Zombeavers.
They all have buck teeth, but they also have like the
haircut.
The haircuts. Like, why do all these beavers have like shit ton of sleeve tattoos? Like, what is happening? I don't know.
Why are all the beavers doing this? So much. All right, back to your rating.
But yeah, as I was introduced, I'm the girl that's really into Zombeavers. So I
trademark.
Trademark that. That's my new title. But I love everything about this movie. There are some parts where I agree with you, Mitch. It moves a little slow, and I'm like, okay. But even watching it for the third time, I was like, I'm going to fast forward through some spots, and I never did because there's so many gems in here, so many good one-liners. Just it kept me hooked, and it's so efficient. I love that the level of enjoyment you get for really not a high time investment. It's definitely worth it. So I give this 10 out of 10 beaver tail thwacks.
Nice,
love it.
10.
Sweet.
Mitch was so intimidated. He's backed away from the microphone.
I didn't know what happened. Sweet zombie beaver lord. All right. Well, that's going to wrap it up for this.
The Zombeavers bite Lord?
No, stop it.
No, we're done. With that said, we hope you enjoyed this episode. Taylor, thank you so much for joining us. And for all of you listening, if you want to give us your thoughts about this classic.
If you want to heap praise on Zombeavers, you can tweet us at TXPodMassacre. You can check us out at our website, TexasPodcastMassacre.com. You can check us out on Spotify, Google Play, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, TuneinRadio, and all your other podcast platforms.
All right. Well, for all of us here, thank you so much for listening, and just keep telling yourself it's only a movie. Good night.